Hello, beautiful people and beautiful gender whose information is in the description box below. And she's also on the team tab on Atlanta Scalar site, but we'll put her information on this video as well. And I have my beautiful son, Eric, who, if you don't know him, he is my son who transitioned a few years ago. It seems like only yesterday. And he is going to help us with interviewing Shanquella Bernada Robinson, who I knew nothing about. Sorry, he's going to help bring her forward. But let me read a little background. January 9th, 1997. She died October 29th, 2022. Was an American businesswoman, founder of a women's fashion clothing line, hairstylist, social media personality from North Carolina, United States, who was murdered while on vacation in Mexico. She died shortly after traveling with a friend and a group of loose acquaintances to the Mexican resort town of Cabo San Lucas. Wow. So, Eric, can you bring her in?
Oh, she's here. She's here. He says, "Hi, Mom. I love you.
Oh, I
I
love you
love
too.
you."
I know I forget, but I'll tell you.
No, he knows. He knows you love him. He just wants to say, "I love you." And he loves everybody listening. Yeah, she's here and she's very happy to be here.
No, I'm so delighted. I'm so sorry a life cut so short, sweetheart. Shanquella, beautiful person inside and out.
She says, "Thank you." Um, I have to tell you, this energy is so sweet. Just the sweetest energy, like would do anything for anybody, give the shirt off her back to a stranger type energy. Very loving.
Oh,
Matter of fact, that's a little bit of what led to the situation that she was in. I mean, it's not her fault. I'm not
yeah.
saying that. She's not saying that. But just a giving person that people take advantage of, you
Mm,
know?
mm.
So
All right. Well, I
yeah,
do have some questions from the community, but go ahead. If you want to start talking and describing what happened first, or would you like me to just guide you with these questions, Shanquella?
well, what she's saying is, first of all, is she's talking about how much she loves her family and how hard they're fighting for her justice right now.
Mhm.
Okay. And she's very thankful. Um, she's very happy. Okay, she's very happy and she's doing fine. She just wants to let everybody know that.
Good.
She this was you we'll get to the questions, but what she's wanting to say is that this was a day, like a whole day thing that was going on, not just an instant, not just in the moment,
Oh,
that was getting to this point of what happened. But she was sick. She's talking about being sick, like she was sick earlier. They were in the sun. She had been drinking. They'd all been drinking. But she was getting very sick or dehydrated or something like that. And she was wanting help, but she was like having a hard time asking for help because she was so like not coherent, because dehydration and intoxication, together, she's saying.
yeah.
But it was like nobody cared, nobody would listen, she's saying. And then that's when things started to escalate a little bit. Everybody was out of control. There was like, she's saying out of control, not against her, but like everyone started getting out of control with the partying and
Oh,
the drinking, and then just the just not paying attention to what was important to pay attention to.
mm.
Um, yeah, yeah. This was motivated by jealousy, and a long time coming, she says, which she did not realize. She did not know there was so much anger built up in this person that did this over time. Jealousy, anger, envy. She's just naming all these off that she didn't really realize to the full extent. She says she knew a little, but not to the full extent that it was.
Are you talking about one particular person
Yes,
who was
yes.
envious of your fame, your success, I guess?
Yes, and money, her status, her looks. She's very beautiful.
Mm.
And the way guys would react to her, the way she carried herself, just all the whole package, she says, the whole package, is how she's describing it.
Was
And mhm. Oh, I was just gonna, she's just saying that, which I'm sure we'll get into with the questions, but she's saying there are spiritual reasons, and then there are lessons too for those here, that are still here, and spiritual reasons behind it too. So okay, yeah, she says you can ask your questions now.
Okay. Did this one person, were others involved in your death?
She's saying not physically, but they're all responsible. Everybody there is responsible because of not stopping it, not doing anything, to help her, you know.
Oh,
So
indirectly, yes.
yeah, indirectly, she's saying yes, everybody should be held accountable if it comes to that.
Yeah. So, was your death accidental, or did your friends plan or friend plan to kill you?
Okay, so she's saying that it was not planned to be killed, like they did not plan it.
Yeah.
This was a rage in
Oh,
somebody that snapped. That's how she's
okay.
described.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So it went too far.
So, what was going through your mind when you were being attacked by this person?
She was just thinking about how she didn't have the strength to fight back.
Yeah.
She didn't have the strength to
Sick.
fight back. Yeah, and she wished that she did, to defend herself, but she just did not. She was very weak and vulnerable. She's showing me an argument, like two people standing there, and they started arguing. Mostly the person who, beat her up was arguing. And she shows me like people in the background that are like just yelling stuff out, you know, um, to encourage the other person. And she's just trying to defend herself. She did not do anything to cause this. She did not do anything to, like antagonize this in any way.
Is-
But she was trying to stick up for herself. But what she shows me is a building. Okay, I can feel the energy of this person, and there's a building over time, not just this day, but over time, of this hate and anger. So it's almost like it built like a pressure cooker. She's like, and then the top just blows, and then there's no control. They're out of control.
As trivial as it may seem, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Was it a comment, a look, even if it's ridiculous?
So what she says is there was a comment that was the last word that was said. And okay, she's saying that there was a comment made, something like, because I can't get it word for word, but she's saying something like, you think you're better than me, or you think you're better than us, kind of thing.
Mm.
And she made a comment about how she's something like, I'm carrying you, or I carried you,
Oh,
like financially, stating that. But she didn't say she was better than them, though. She didn't come back and say, well, I am. It was just more like saying, I paid for everything, but she wasn't meaning it in a way of, you can't do it yourself. It was more like, look what I've done, to help you, and you're yelling at me like this. But it was taken kind of out of context.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, what really happened in that room and why? Okay, so what was the real cause of death? Blunt force trauma to the head. I mean, were there any instruments used? A bat, a knife, or just fist kicking? What?
Yeah. She's showing me kicking, punching, stepping. She was stepped on, kicked. She's showing me she can't breathe. She can't breathe. There was like no breath, no air, no airway, is what she's showing me.
You were strangled, maybe,
No.
or just
Mm-mm.
compression, or maybe she ruptured fractured a rib, and it
She had a bunch of fractures. She's saying bunch of fractures,
punctured the
and
lung, maybe. I don't know.
broken neck.
Oh, okay. Oh,
broken neck.
The spinal
Broken
cords, the respiratory centers.
But she shows me that it just like it cut her airway off.
Oh,
Like what she's showing me, and I usually get this like anatomy, like I'll get anatomy because I know anatomy. So she's showing me like the this is like the spine almost severed in
oh,
a way.
oh,
Yeah, like not lined up anymore. And so the airway was blocked.
oh, wow. Oh my God. Did you ever once doubt the people you were hanging out with? Or did you give them the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, no, not that this would happen. Not this, she says. She never would expect this to happen. So what she shows me, she had like her friends, like you have your friends, some close friends, and then there's acquaintances, and they just were all in the same group.
Yeah.
And so they all just went together. Just to have fun, like as a fun group. And so sometimes you'll have like your friends that are close, and then there might be somebody else that's not so much your close friend, but they're just there because they know your other friends, that kind of thing. Yeah. Sorry for my allergies, my sniffles.
Well, for you.
Yeah, she says that she did not expect like this kind of thing. She did expect like yelling or fighting eventually, like it might get to that. Like she had thoughts of that, but not like this, and not why she was here on this trip. She thought everybody was going to be happy and have fun,
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a fun time.
Yeah.
So
Did you have a bad feeling before the trip that that something was bad was going to happen, or were you totally clueless?
she says when they got there, she's saying she had a weird feeling when she got there, just
Mm.
because the energy shifted, like maybe
Oh,
like somebody over here kind of thing. Not that they were planning anything, but she just said the energy shifted. Like it was almost like everybody's really nice and friendly and fun. And then you get there. Oh, she's showing me like and this is kind of a weird way to show it, but she's saying like when little kids want something and they're really nice, and then they get what they want and then they're back to being ornery again,
oh yeah.
showing me that kind of energy. So like then you get there, and also she's saying that this girl that was the perpetrator, I guess we could call her, she has a lot of mental problems, like mental illness, and very aggressive anger problems, anger issues, things that it wasn't just about her. It was
Okay,
just,
right.
yeah,
Bipolar,
yeah,
maybe borderline. Who knows?
yeah. She's showing, not really bipolar, but like, I don't even know what this would be called. Somebody,
Explosive
has anger,
disorder.
like they don't control their anger very well.
Yeah.
Like and I don't know what this would be called, but she's showing me like, coping, like there's no coping, and they
Yeah.
hold things in, and she says they blame people, like a victim mentality. They
Oh
blame
yeah.
their problems, that's everybody else's fault, why I'm not successful, why I don't have what you have,
Hmm.
thing.
So, has she been arrested, or will she be arrested? Will she get punished for this? Will she get the consequences of her crime?
I'm hearing yes. Okay, now we have free will. Everyone knows how free will works, but I'm
Mhm.
hearing yes to this. But what I'm hearing is that it's going to be a while, because one of the spiritual reasons behind this, she says, is for some laws to get changed. This happened in another country, but they
Oh
were
yeah.
American. And now they're back here, in America. And she's showing me that this is Mexico, right? Mexican government wants to prosecute, wants to, deal with this the way you should deal with it. But unless those people are what do they call it? Extradited?
Extradited? Yeah.
Yeah, back over. But then on this side, what she's saying is, and I don't know a lot about how like courts work and stuff, but she's showing me like it's a bigger court, like a federal court or something that has to
Okay.
do it because it was a different country.
Oh.
And there's not enough evidence, she's saying, like they don't have enough evidence to start it, but she says it is not closed, the case is not closed, and they're not stopping, they're not like just giving up.
Good.
It's just taking a little longer than they're hoping, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories around this, of them doing it on purpose, because of her race,
Oh God.
right?
So how does this perpetrator feel now? Eric, you can help with this if you want.
She feels just, she does not feel bad about what happened, and she does not take responsibility, like, well, she was fighting me too kind of attitude. It's like she's trying to justify it, right?
Yeah.
She was fighting me too, was her, it's like she was asking for it or something like that, is how I'm, she's making it come across. But so there is going to be other things that will happen to this girl, besides the justice with the law
Okay.
eventually. Like there's karmic kind of things.
Oh boy, I bet. Oof.
Yeah, like when you put that energy out, you put out positive energy, you get it back bigger. You put out negative energy, you get it back bigger. And there's a lot of people that are not happy about them not getting, justice for this.
Yeah.
So far, but
Yeah. Were these friends, any of them your true friends, or were the majority of them just with you because you had money?
she's showing me a guy. There's a guy, but one of the reason, most of them were because of money, not true friends, but she's showing me a guy that was a really good friend of hers. But one of the things is he was pretty intoxicated that day. She's
Yeah.
showing me, like, if he wasn't, maybe he would have stepped in.
Yeah.
Now also she wants people to know that this was planned. This was pre-planned. This was going to happen, because of the things that are going to get changed law-wise,
Right.
with this happening. So, and then the little bits, that people learn, like the families of the people that were there and her family. There's a lot of other spiritual growth that you get,
Yeah.
going through something like this. But there was a guy, and then she shows me that everybody that was there knows that they are going to be in trouble.
Mm.
So everyone's tight-lipped, is how she's saying it, tight-lipped.
I bet.
Because then it gets herself in trouble.
Yeah. Was this a final exit point for you, or was just the one you?
Yes.
Okay.
No, this was.
Did you have any other lives with the perpetrator?
Yes, she has. She's showing me a life that was on a linear sense,
Yeah,
like
of
a
course.
couple lives before this one.
Okay.
That she's not okay. So I was asking her if it was like one of those things where it's the opposite, where you did something to somebody and then it's
Oh
turned around, like,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's saying no. She's saying
Okay.
no. It's not that. But they did have a life together. All these people that were there have been in
Okay.
other lives with her, but not in the same situation. So it was just different situations. Nothing that really would
Of
matter.
influence. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You and Kaneka Jenkins passed in very similar circumstances. Have you met with her in spirit? And if so, what have you both learned or talked about?
She's smiling. I'm getting chills. Her energy is just big, like just beautiful energy. She's smiling, and that is a yes, absolutely.
Okay.
There's a lot of people, she says, a lot of stuff when people pass, we know some, but we don't know it all, right? I mean, some of it's just beyond my comprehension. But she says most people that have similar things that happen do connect right away on the other side. Almost like you would here, like where, let's say we go to group for somebody who,
Yeah.
you know,
A grief
has
group or
similar, yeah. And
yeah.
yes, she did. And they didn't sit and discuss, oh, what happened to you? What happened to you? They both just knew. And it's more of a comforting, she says. There's more of a comforting to it.
Oh, that's good. So, are there any spiritual reasons that your friends are not being charged with murder? Or is it just the judicial, different country kind of thing?
There is. It's a lot spiritual, a lot of
Hmm.
spiritual reasons. But one of them is like what we were talking about the laws being changed.
Yeah.
You know, a little more strict. They need to be more
Okay.
strict about this. They need to be not just tried in this country, but be able to extradite back. But what happens, I guess, and I don't know the law, but what she's saying is something, and I don't know if this is right or not, but something about if they don't have enough evidence to even try it here, then they don't have enough evidence. There has to be enough evidence to extradite
Yeah,
them.
extradite them. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to change. They're going to work on changing that. Her family is really working hard to get this done.
God,
She
I
has
hope
a
so.
very big family, and she loves every one of them, and she's still around. She loves them all. Um, but yeah, the spiritual reasons are also for the people that did this, people that were involved. There's just one that did this, that killed her, but the people that were involved and the families connected to them. Um, there's forgiveness, there's fear. People can get like post-traumatic stress, like, oh my gosh, am I going to be safe going with my friend somewhere?
So you're so beautiful.
Oh, she is. She said, thank you. She's so cute.
Adorable. Okay, what are you doing now on the other side? Any hobbies? Any type of job?
Right now, she's just doing a lot of supporting for people,
Okay.
that are not just her family. She shows me a lot of people that didn't even know her, that know her story, that are really struggling with this. So she does a lot of that from the other side right now. That's her big focus.
Good. So you're at peace, right?
Yes.
You're
Yes,
happy.
she is.
Plan
She
to
is. She's
reincarnate?
happy. What'd you say?
I'm
What was it?
sorry.
Oh,
Plan. Oh, go ahead.
no, I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear your
Oh,
question.
do you plan to reincarnate?
Not right away. She's saying not right away. No. Um, she'll be there. She'll be there when her family gets there.
Mm.
I was listening to see if she, yeah, she says that the people that are involved in this, I was asking her about how it's gonna, if it's gonna unfold, like is somebody gonna come forward?
Yeah,
Because she keeps showing that one person, and she says there is going to be somebody who does finally come forward that was there.
good. Maybe the
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
Is there anything the world can learn from your death?
So she said, be very cautious of, and not fear. She said, not fear, but be very cautious of those that you associate with. Follow your gut instinct.
Yeah.
She says there was a little bit of like her type of personality. She wants everybody to be happy and she wants everybody to enjoy like she does, right? But she also, there's a part of her, and this is part of her personality, and I think it's very sweet. But there are other people out here like this. Um, don't worry about people not liking you. If you decide, you're going to stand by what you believe, or you're not going to pay for everything that they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How she's trying to say, like, not just pay for things, but there are controlling people out there that manipulate. Okay. And some of these people were like that. And she's saying, you don't need to associate yourself with that type of people just because you're afraid someone's not going to like you.
Yeah, dump them.
Yeah, there's a
Dump
lot
the
of people
people who
out there.
bring toxicity into your life.
Right. And there are people out there, she says, that it's a lot easier said than done with that because they have like a self-esteem type issue of people liking them.
Yeah.
And so she's saying that if you just be yourself, and stand by your beliefs and what you believe in, the right people will be your friends, she says.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I'll ask this again because maybe something else will come up. What can the judicial system and media learn from your death about the treatment and coverage of crimes against Black women?
you know, there needs to be equality, okay? There needs to be equality, of course. Everybody, everybody needs to, not just the media, but everybody needs to look at this as just as serious as others. You know what I mean? Like everybody's equal. Everybody needs to be treated equal. It doesn't matter what their race is.
Of course not.
And there is a little bit of that. There is a little bit of that with the media and with, you know, the judicial, I can't even say that word,
That's
judicial,
hard.
yeah, judicial system. I can't say it. But there is a lot of that that is based on racial, and they'll deny it, but it is.
They
But
are
what
need
they
to be
can
aware.
learn,
Yeah.
right, what she's saying is just to be aware of your opinions, be aware of, you know, why you feel the way you do if you feel that way, you know. And there needs to be coverage in the truth, is what she just said. Sometimes it's manufactured in a way, you know, like fake, she's saying,
Oh,
you know, because they're wanting views, but she's saying that there needs to be
mhm.
the truth. The truth always needs to be out there. And it's getting kind of worse. It needs to get better, she says, with like the media.
Fake
Um,
news. I know.
right. And then she says that there also needs to be like limitations of what's put up on like social media too, she says. Yeah,
Because it can make things worse, like
right.
being gasoline on a fire.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because there is a lot of that going on right now where she does not, okay, she's getting real serious now. And she says she does not want anybody out there because there's so many people that are very affected by this. And she's very thankful that they care, but don't act on your own
Mm.
towards these people because it can backlash on you. You know, you're
Yeah.
going to get hurt. It's going to get you in trouble. It's not going to solve anything. Um, so she doesn't want people taking the law into their own hands, is how she's
Good.
putting it.
Thank God. Any advice on how to forgive and let go?
Yeah, she says, okay. She says just love your enemies, love those who are cruel, but she goes like she's drawn a line. There's a line. You don't have to be treated badly. You don't have to be stepped on, walked on, taken advantage of. You know, you don't have to do that. You can set your boundaries, but you don't have to hold that hate or anger inside because that's only hurting you, she says. So to forgive somebody is not to, um, okay, I'm trying to say how to say this. To forgive someone isn't saying what they did was okay,
Yeah.
she
It doesn't
says.
excuse them. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse what's happening. It's just you. It's for you, the forgiveness.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. But yeah,
Yeah.
you have to live life in love. And as Eric, you always say, set emotional boundaries and stick by
Hmm.
them. Protect
Yes.
the sovereignty of your own energy. That's a word I have trouble with, sovereignty. Uh,
Sovereignty. Yeah.
yeah. So anything else you want to say before you want me to make sure that Eric and you can get together and haunt this person, the perpetrator?
No. They're both laughing. Um, Now Eric's got a sheet over his head.
Oh God. Okay.
He always does this to me. I'll be like, I'll just be going along and I'll turn and then he has something. It's like just I'm not expecting.
Every day's Halloween with
Yeah.
that boy.
Right. No, no, they're saying send love to these people because the one thing you can do to turn things around for people that are haters
Yeah.
or hurters, she's saying haters and hurters, you know, that hurt people, is send love out to them. You know, you don't have to tell them to their face, I love you. She says, just feel love for them because there's something broken. She says, there's something broken and a person like this and these people, not just one. There was a group. There nobody helped, she
Mm.
said. So there's broken people out there that just need your love, she
Yeah.
said.
Like we were talking about before, my mother always taught me before we started recording, that the people who need love the most, I mean, the people who are most difficult to love are the ones who need it the most. So,
Need the most, right?
well, thank you,
Absolutely.
Shanquella. I appreciate this, and I'm glad we gave you a voice. Sending
She
love to
said,
family and
yeah,
friends.
she's saying thank you, Elisa. She's very happy,
Oh,
that she was able to do this.
we're
And
grateful.
thank you to everybody out there that is praying for her and praying for her family.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you, Eric.
yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
Ginger. You guys check out
yeah.
Ginger and also hit the notification bell.
Eric says, bye, Mama.
Bye.
See
See
you
you.
soon.
Bye.